Hey everybody, it's Adam Frick with Folsom TV and Folsom Times. We are out here at Bacchus House Restaurant, and if you haven't heard the rumors about what a great place this is for Halloween, well, we're going to show you exactly why. If you want to come follow me and see why this place is the place you want to be for October during Halloween, because this place is fantastic. Hopefully the lights adjusted. I've got Eric Lee over here. He is the owner of Bacchus House.
Welcome.
And he's got a glass of wine for me already.
Cheers to monsters everywhere.
Cheers. Cheers.
Salute.
So Eric is an amazing host.
Hi, everyone.
And of course, the owner of Bacchus House. And we have lots of ghosts and goblins and scary things here. What do you got? What's your inspiration behind?
I've got everything that's been under your bed since you've been a child. All the monsters are here. Every single one of them. You want to take a look?
Yes, let's take a look. Let's start here, because this one gave me nightmares when I first saw it in the Clash of the Titans.
Well, this was my former girlfriend, and obviously things didn't work out with us. But she's here in Bacchus House, and this actually was one of Ray Harryhausen's last stop motion figures that he made for Clash of the Titans back in 1981. So I asked my artist in Los Angeles to make me the exact replica of this movie prop, and he did a pretty good job, wouldn't you say?
I would say he did a fantastic job. That thing is, that face.
Only a mother could love.
Only a mother could love.
And
right?
That's even a maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
And then over here, I mean, how many life-size statues do you have?
Oh, there's about 15 in the arsenal.
Okay.
Completely, yeah. This is Phantom of the Opera, as you know, one of the absolute classics from Universal Studios. This particular film was done in 1925, and the great part about this particular piece is this is actually Lon Chaney's bust from the movie studios. If you zoom in really close at the top of his forehead, you can see the wig cap that Lon wore when they were putting him through makeup. If you also look at the buttons on his vest, these buttons are actually from the 1920s, as are his shoes. So the shoes and the buttons have a lot to say if they could speak.
So authenticity is really key for a lot of these pieces.
Yes,
yeah.
It certainly is.
And I mean, fantastic piece there. So this is Phantom of the Opera, but also in that corner right over there is also Phantom of the Opera.
Boy, have you got a good eye, Adam. That is Mask of the Red Death from Phantom of the Opera. So when the Phantom went to deliver the musical Don Juan Triumphant, he dressed as that character, Mask of the Red Death, to deliver that new piece of music in the Opera House. So we have Phantom of the Opera represented twice here at Bacchus House.
Very cool. And what a great, and you actually wore that as a costume a few years ago.
That I did. I did.
So you get double use out of your costumes. And oh, by the way, if you haven't been here for Halloween, which I think you're sold out, right?
Oh yeah, we're sold out.
Sold out. So you have to get your reservations in for their Halloween party. Their Halloween bash is amazing. You have to get your reservations in September, early September.
Maybe even Easter. That would be good. Maybe even Easter. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Right on. And hey, look at we all know this one right here, Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, this is a beautiful reproduction of Elsa Lancaster from the film with Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, and this was made in 1935. A little trivia for you, Adam. This particular actress, Elsa Lancaster, actually was the first nanny to be seen in The Sound of Music.
Oh,
yeah, it was.
But you didn't look as scary, I'm assuming.
Well, that ask the children. I don't know. I wasn't there, but that's a little great movie trivia for that as well. And again, my artist paid a lot of attention to detail. Everything is perfect. And another little fact: people usually don't know that the Bride of Frankenstein had red hair.
Oh,
she did, because the film is shot in black and white.
Right, and if you look over at that wall right over there, you're going to see the photo of her in the actual movie, and it's. And you're right, you can't tell that she's got red hair.
But if you come to Bacchus House Bistro, now you do.
Now you do.
The secret's out.
Know. Very cool. And of course, over here, you've got the Planet of the Apes wall.
Planet of the Apes, yes.
With an actual, wait, wasn't this a costume of yours as well?
This was actually a costume of mine, yes, a few years back. The costume and the makeup that I wore actually came from 20th Century Fox. This particular costume was something that I wore, and then I had, when I wanted to make it into a statue, I had the makeup artist at Mania go ahead and make me a absolute representation of Ursus, the gorilla from Beneath the Planet of the Apes in 1970. and he has glass eyes. And the great remarkable thing about this piece, Adam, is that the collar
Yeah.
was actually film shot.
Oh,
So when
really?
you watch the movie, collar is actually in the film, and now
Really?
it's here in Bacchus House.
That's amazing. Hey, and if you come to the Halloween costume contest, don't worry, you're not competing against Eric. You're
No,
competing against everyone else.
yeah, Eric's competing to stay sober till the end of the night.
Yeah.
That's what Eric's doing, but it's fun for everybody. So even though this is a bit of a tribute to classic horror from the 1920s and 30s, we did start a bit of a tribute to science fiction. And what better place to start than with Planet of the Apes with Charlton Heston?
Yeah.
It's a
No.
great tribute.
Great tribute. All right, let's go take a look at some more. Now, of course, we've got the really old time photos along here, and these birds represent something. What is that?
Oh, that's a little Hitchcock film you might have heard of, The Birds.
Yeah.
So we just set that in subliminally to see if people would pick up on it. And it's that was a very nostalgic film as well. That's part of film history. And we wanted a little representation here in Bacchus House with them.
Very cool.
Pretty cool.
All right. So we're
Pretty
going to move
cool.
into the next room over here.
Let's go.
Let's
Are
check
you scared
this out.
yet?
You know, I'm a little worried going through any of your
Well,
entryways because you just never know what you're going to run into
I don't blame you
when
for
you
that.
cross a threshold. And of course, we've got Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and the Mummy.
Yeah, so then when we see the Frankenstein monster, we have Boris Karloff as Frankenstein, and next to him we have Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman, and then next to the Wolfman we have the Mummy, which was also Boris Karloff. And all of these films, again, were from the 1920s, 1930s. So these are the legends of Hollywood that started the horror genre. Another interesting fact, Adam, is that this was the era of romance. So a lot of these movies, you can feel a different kind of vibe rather than just a horror film. It's very romantic, even though it has monsters in it.
Yeah. And so we've got the monsters here, but you also have a crossover piece from your springtime collection that you bring in with the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So over here, if you take a look, you're going to see the witch. And of course, the flying monkeys, which we all hated as a kid.
Yeah. Could you imagine if Mother Nature had actually made flying monkeys?
No.
Our bicycles would be stolen. It would be a whole thing. So this was, the actress was Margaret Hamilton from the 1939 film The Wizard of Oz, which was part of MGM. So this is a little different from our Universal Studio monsters that you've seen. So we have Nico the flying monkey with her. Margaret Hamilton was just a little thing. She was 5'1".
Wow.
And she was not the first choice for MGM. Glenda Songworth was the first choice as the witch. But Margaret Hamilton won out that role, and she's forever in our minds, right?
Yeah, and of course, on the wall here, you have the tribute to all of the photos, some of the photos from The Wizard of Oz, and some iconic scenes that we all remember.
Yeah, and so the reason for that was to really kind of immerse our guests into a little bit of that cinema when they come to dine with us. Whether they're having a drink or they're just coming to take a tour, it's all free. There's no admission. It's just to bring you back a little bit to the golden age of movie and cinema, and to have a good time while you're experiencing that. And it might inspire you to go see the film again.
Right.
And your family, you know. And so that's a great thing to do when you're just coming to a restaurant.
It's a crazy, cool, like wax museum experience.
A little bit.
While you're dining. Let's go take a look at some more stuff. Oh, we got some stuff back here. Oh yeah. Well, there's we do have the that's the original Dracula, right?
Yeah, this is Bela Lugosi, and we'll see him again in the front of the house in just a minute. This was Bela Lugosi as Dracula, one of the original films, and what you see in the case here is an absolute replica of the medallion that he wore in the film. Another bit of trivia with this particular vampire, he never showed his teeth, Adam. This was the era of romance, like I said, and so Bela Lugosi's Dracula just hypnotized his chosen.
Huh.
How do you like them apples?
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I guess at the time that was kind of something new, so that would be very creepy and
it was
scary.
Yes, absolutely.
And
then whatever you do, Adam, I'm sorry, but whatever you do, do not let him out of the box. No matter how much he taps on the glass, just let him be.
Don't worry, I'm going to ignore him at all costs because
that would be best.
I am not a fan of any kind of clowns,
Well,
especially this one.
that one's looking for a friend, and it shouldn't be you. I'm just saying that.
This one's hanging upside down. That's just
Yeah,
that's just your standard everyday vampire.
if I could ask you to lower your voice, he's sleeping.
Oh, right, right. It is that time.
Despite his eyes being open.
It is daylight. We have to remember that.
And then if you look on this side of the bar, you'll see that again we're doing a tribute to the classic Hollywood movie monsters, where you see the black and white publicity shots of Boris Karloff as the Mummy, Lon Chaney as the Phantom of the Opera. We have the Invisible Man, of course. It wouldn't be a tribute without the creature from the Black Lagoon, right? So a little tribute to all of them are here. And then
Great
if you turn
stuff.
around, you're going to see everybody loves E.T. E.T. is here as well. By the way, is your phone on you, Adam? Because he wants to make a call.
I thought it was. I think he may have taken it.
Ah, figures.
Oh man!
And the Skittles are gone too, so I think you ate those.
And so you're doing a promotion for Mark Roberts right now. You sell Mark Roberts figurines.
We do. We sell Mark Roberts figurines year round for any holiday, any occasion. And Mark Roberts has been one of the vendors that I've used for nearly 20 years because the quality, the craftsmanship is there.
Yeah.
The attention to detail, well, you can't do better than Mark Roberts. And so we carry his line. And everything that is Mark Roberts that we do carry within Bacchus House Bistro is available for purchase.
Right. So you can't purchase the scary monsters or anything like that, but you can purchase the Mark Roberts stuff that you see speckled throughout the entire restaurant. Let's take a look over here. You got some additional things that are really fun.
If you look here, we have one of the original vampires. He's a little more spooky than the rest. This is Nosferatu. He was one of the original vampires in black and white, and this was a scary vampire.
Yeah.
This was very, very scary vampire, and if you get a chance to check it out on any of the television specials, or if you have the film at home, or you can download it, it's a little bit of a scary one.
Yeah. And then the other figurine head over there is?
That is London After Midnight.
Okay.
And that's a very Jekyll and Hyde type of story that was also told back in the 1920s. Okay. And so we have him as one of our centerpieces on the bar. When you come in to order a great cocktail from Kayla, you can always have a conversation with Jack the Ripper as well. So he's here as well.
I don't think I want to have a conversation with him.
You'll have to share a drink.
But I do see one unscary thing here.
Oh, what is that? Me?
And yes, you and the little gremlin up at the top
Oh,
there.
you found Gizmo.
Yes, Gizmo, the little gremlin. He doesn't scare me at all.
He looks like he might have a little anxiety at the moment.
I think so.
I mean, he's surrounded by Stripe and his buddies, so that's going to be a little.
So if you come here and dine, you definitely don't want to feed them after midnight. Is that right?
No, don't do that. I mean, they're going to be at IHOP across the street if you do that. So we want to keep them limited in number for sure, for sure. And then as you look at the wall just below them, you'll see a bit of a tribute to King Kong, the original King Kong with Fay Wray.
Yes.
And no tribute to Hollywood monsters and Universal Studios would be complete without Kong. So we have him here. And one day he'll be here in 3D as well, which I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be a really exciting time.
Every time I come in here, every year you add something new. And I just love the fact that it's going to be a new experience every year that you come here and enjoy dining with the monsters. And of course, there is the original full-size Dracula.
There he is. And that is Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
And again, just to recap from what you saw in the lounge with the bust, this particular vampire, it was all the era of romance. Yeah. So he romanced his victims with hypnosis. And you never saw his teeth. You never saw his fangs. He was also very well dressed. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would. Absolutely. I wouldn't be afraid of him.
No,
until he started
I almost want to buy him a drink.
Look into your eyes a little weird.
Yeah. I'm a little guilty that we have drinks and he doesn't actually. So.
Oh, I don't feel bad.
But I'll talk to him about that afterwards. And then we have the wall art like Creep Show, which is just really fun. And this is the whole idea of this exhibit is to be family friendly. So whether you're, 6 years old or 106 years old, you can come in. And like I said at the beginning, these are the monsters that have been under our bed since we were kids. So it's fun to come see them in real life. And it's fun to come have a drink with them and to hang out.
In 3D and then reminisce with some of the photos.
Yes.
And you just have so much to look at. It's really hard to see everything in one sitting. So make reservations, have dinner once, have dinner twice, bring your kids, bring your family, and really enjoy the experience that you've created here with Bacchus House.
It's a lot of fun. Like I said, we're going back in time, and the exhibit runs
Mhm.
through Halloween night,
Okay.
so you have plenty of time to come see it.
Yeah.
And we do have a great raging Halloween party on the 28th, which is
Yes.
sold out. But if you come a little later, like 8 or 9, there might be a vampire or two to let you in.
There might be.
I'm just saying, who knows? It's a mystery. But it's
Yeah.
a great exhibit. It's free to the public. There's absolutely no charge. Bring your family, bring your friends, and have a good time celebrating the season.
That's it. And then right
Cheers to
after,
you.
cheers to you. Come check out Halloween. And after Halloween is over,
Mm.
this place is going to transform into a Christmas wonderland. And I can't wait to show you guys that when it happens. But right now, we're going to stick with Halloween. We're going to enjoy this. And we hope to see you guys very soon right here at Bacchus House.
Salute!